And once again, we are back this time with the fourth game of the day. I am Ollie, and this is still Orcs.
Hey.
Unfortunately, he has to be here all day. That's okay.
I don't mind. I love it. You get to see some good League of Legends. Had some... It was definitely some League of Legends last game.
Yes,
there were some moments where I was like, this isn't good League of Legends. Especially those moments with Shogun doing his thing. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, so Fnatic have managed to bounce back. Obviously, we've seen a lot of times last split, the team who got knocked down for the tower would just fall out of the league. They did pretty solid. And we do have our MVP from last game, which will be Shikari on the Ornn. And a lot of people questioning the Ornn pick, especially in Twitch chat. I wasn't super convinced it was going to do that. I didn't think it was going to just dominate a Jace, but Shikari is showing he can play what he wants and he can go where he wants. And he did things no one has ever really done before, and that was destroy a Jace.
It was truly impressive. I mean, we did not see it coming. It happened, and it was like, oh, okay, cool. And then he can just continue to play fantastic for the rest of the game, getting really good ultimates in the team fights. And NG was also a very, very good player in this game as well for Fnatic, but it was just the tank frontline as a whole is certainly what won the game out for them.
Absolutely, and that last team fight, well, not the last one, but the one around Baron, where he sniped Yuso, the ult was a massive one. Just both of them did huge amounts.
And now we have the match of the day. This is between two teams which are currently on 0 points. Neither of them so far have got any wins for themselves, which...
That's what 0 points does mean.
Yeah, unfortunately, with the way that the format works in the bracket, they've just got unfortunate. Either unfortunate or just they've not already played quite well enough in the game so far.
I think for me, it's a mixture of things. I think Nvision have had a rough start. They came with Demise. They got knocked down by Demise in that first week, and they've struggled ever since. Although last week, they definitely showed a lot of life and potential, so it made my hopes up. And Barrage are just not where they should be. If you looked at them on paper, everyone said they should be higher tier. Everyone thought they'd be 4th place, but they just really struggled, and they haven't lived up to the expectations.
And we've got a tweet from Nvision, which kind of summarizes this match for us here. The match of the week.
Yeah.
Neither of them want to be 0 points still.
Yeah, I don't think anyone wants to be 0 points.
No.
But that is kind of how it looks like. Two kids fighting, because obviously compared to the top teams, it is a meager fight for a point. But this is an opportunity. They are on a side of the bracket that everyone would argue is weaker. It is them, and then it is Phelan and Demise, which compared to, the likes of Fnatic, M&M, and Diablos, does look like an easier side of the bracket to move up. So a lot of potential for either of these teams to get a ton of points on the board, but it starts here. And there have been some big changes coming in. Nvision have switched out their jungler Infinity for their previous jungler Noodle. And then Barrage have switched out their bot lane completely. We'll have a look at that a bit more later on when we look at the rosters. But I think the fact that both teams are on 0 points still, they've both gone, look, we need things to change, need to do something new, and they've both may change the rosters shows that they're aware this wasn't working. I think this is a point to do as well. It's week 4, it's midway through this split. You can still absolutely get your way out of relegations and make your way towards playoffs, but you need to start now. You can't leave it till the last week or you're really going to struggle. So both these teams, they're looking to get essentially the summer split started with this next game by getting a point on the board.
And I want to say the third team that had no points was Enclave, and now they have one, right?
I think so. A lot of teams had no points. I think that's the case. Maybe, probably.
But we've actually got some statements from both of the teams here on this matchup. Starting off with Zergoth.
Yeah, so we've had huge struggles as a team, and saying we've underperformed compared to the standard many put us to is an understatement. We've shown signs of life, but we need to hold on to these in order to come back in the season. I think absolutely true. They've had a lot of expectations. Zergoth has played previously in the Challenger Series. Shikari said coming into the split that he felt like if Zergoth played at his old level, he would be the best top player in the league. That hasn't happened. Bunkers, who's never missed an EU Masters, may miss his first with this split. A lot of expectations haven't been met, and now we will look at Nvision's statement coming out from Proper Panda.
Yeah, as you see, he thinks Barrage are underperforming, which is, it's certainly a statement.
I think it's fair. I mean, I think they're absolutely underperforming. I think the difference between Nvision and Barrage is that a lot of people expected Nvision to be here, which doesn't make it any better, but no one really expected Barrage to have 0 points at this point in this split. I think that's why it's the big surprise. So if Barrage lost to Nvision here and was still the only team with 0 points, it would raise a lot of questions about what's going on, because it's not like their roster's weak. They've obviously mixed up their bot lane, but even beyond that, their top lane as Zergoth has historically been very strong when he used to play. Monkeys has been one of the strongest UK performers since he joined the league. And then D.Va has been a bit inconsistent at times previously, but he has looked really good on Barrage so far. It just hasn't come to fruition. And that's sort of the concern. If they lose out here, it really does look dire for them.
I want to say that most roster swaps that have come out this split have been on the top 2 teams.
Yeah.
And those have just been, we're LEC teams. We're going to be switching out some of our players depending on who we want to be playing in LEC right now.
Yeah, I think that's the difference is that with the Fnatic and XL, they switched them out with the LEC, so it's not like, okay, we're sick of you, we're getting rid of you. They switched them to a different roster to try things out, they have some alternations, but I feel like with the likes of Nvision and Barrage, the roster changes here are like, look, it's not working. Okay,
yeah.
Thank you for trying, but it's just not working. We're going to switch someone else in who we think it may work better with. And then, you know, hopefully for them it works. Or if it doesn't, you're still going to be stuck on 0 points. And that's the really wounding thing, is that one of them is still going to be on 0 points at the end of this week. After week 4, to still be on 0 points is a massive hit. But one of them has to be in that position. We'll get into draft, though.
Right. Yasuo, Aurelia being taken off of the board. Standard picks. That's Shogun's Pike's gone. Not in this game, but
well,
they
definitely want to see some of that play. But it was interesting because Nvision actually played Morgana Pike bot lane last time they played, and they had some pretty good success in the early game. They managed to actually 2v2 kill Yusa and Shogun in the bot lane. Hands coming in, Olaf being taken off Monkeys that you saw off the cards. We can see, obviously, the new additions to the roster is Fax and Reclamation for Barrage. So Fax has had a long history in the UK scene, did take a break for a significant amount of time, but is back. And then Reclamation, also a player who's taken a break. Previously actually won Insomnia with Enclave as one of his achievements. Nice. So both these players coming in with a lot of proof that coming back they are still strong players in their own right. And Pittsburgh's going to be a Azir, likely going to D.Va.
Yuumi is still on the board right now. Kiana is still on the board, but you said we probably won't see that because teams just, oh, no.
I mean, I feel like that's why I felt like Fnatic and XL weren't picking it up. I'm not saying we definitely won't see it. We'll see if we see it, I guess, is the only way to say it. And very quickly, Karma Sivir picked up, so it can flex the Karma, but it's a very strong lane, a ton of mobility between them that can be offered to the team, and also a lot of wave control.
Lots of damage, lots of shielding, lots of speed ups, just lots of, and that's why she's just a solid champion right now. Yeah,
absolutely, and does mean that goes with Barrage, so a lot of picks still available. Xayah potentially being hovered, so Fax and Reclamation new bot lane, they could potentially go for Zyra pick up here, or look for something else, and they actually go towards that Jace. Most likely going towards Zergoth, and that does mean they have a really strong top lane power pick. And now this is where it gets difficult, because in theory, if you want to match up against the Azir, you might just want to take something like a Corki to have that sort of farming matchup, but in other words, you might want to counter that top lane matchup, but instead, it looks like we're getting the Leona, so it's not going to be the bot lane of Sivir Karma. Likely going to see Sivir Leona bot lane, and with some slight changes to Leona on this patch, he no longer gets the bonus damage on the auto attacks from her ult, but also her W gives a flat damage reduction. So it's very good against damage over time abilities. Up against the likes of a Xayah, it does mean that the feathers, I believe each feather will be reduced, so it does cut a lot of damage from the Blade Caller. It has a lot of engaged potential, but it means that this Karma needs to be flexed from the top.
Yep, absolutely. Rakan ban coming out. That's, you know, what we expect to see. But do you think they'll go with the second support ban here and just guarantee that they're going to have the advantage in that bot side?
I mean, you could, but personally, I'd favor a jungle pick. I'm not sure what else you'd want to ban away here. Maybe something like Morgana could be concerning for you if you want to ensure that Leona has a reliable engage. Other than that, it's up to you. Interesting, we see the Kled ban. Since his buff, he now applies a 60% grievous wounds when he pulls in with his what's it called? The trap thing. The trap thing. You know what I mean.
Yeah, the hook thing.
But it's not really play. We don't know their name, whatever. But yeah, it's definitely powerful in some matchups. I wouldn't have thought that Jace is the matchup that I'd ban it against, but clearly Zergoth doesn't want to deal with that. If you get up close, it's very hard to deal with a Kled when he's on top of you. And even if you try and burst through him, he will just go into the mini form. And then Poppy taking off the cards as well, who also got a pretty big buff, which is actually something you could play into Leona, because you can obviously interrupt the Zenith Blade.
Yes.
You can interrupt it with that Steadfast Presence, and I've actually been seeing some Poppy support being played, so that's off the card now. Goes over to Nvision. I expect to see a jungler to keep that Karma as a flex, but we'll wait and see.
Now we've got the first pick. The Malphite could actually be picked, and it is.
Wow. Similar in essence to the Ornn against the Jace. You want to be bulky, you want to withstand his presence, and you have great team fighting potential. I'm not sure how many solo kills or, you know, easy setups for ganks we'll see, because the problem is, unlike an Ornn, you have no real hard CC till 6, but Malphite did get a bunch of changes this patch. A bit more powerful in terms of his Q, slow, but a bit less duration, but W will be a lot more effective.
Yes. Yeah, that's now like a Titanic Hydra sort of effect on it. So way better wave clear, I believe. We'll just have to see how it goes. I mean, if it is into the Jace matchup, I want to say it loses that.
I wanted to say Ornn lost against Jace.
Yeah,
but,
that's the issue. That's
I feel like that's the thing, is that
questioning
you
it.
have to apply the pressure. The Malphite can just build pure armor, makes it very difficult to burn through. So we'll have to wait and see. Silas picked up for Monkeys. I think it's definitely a good pick for him. He can be aggressive and set up his team. And Braum for Reclamation, which is interesting. Not seeing it so much recently, but it was something he played back when he used to be a staple member of the UK scene. So going for something comfortable. And it does mean you can block away a lot of the damage coming out from Nvision, and then Elise picked up. So you're very reliant on Spark, on that Sivir to sort of provide the late game damage for your team. And I feel like Barrage have so many threats on their side. You may struggle a bit just to pin them down. Especially when, I mean, obviously in the ideal situation, you can just get a 5-man Malphite ult, but the ideal situation often doesn't arise. And it's difficult to find an engage on the Azir. I do like the aspect that a Karma works well in being able to poke the Azir. Azir's pretty weak to poke, but I like Infinity. The world is on his shoulders with the least pick. He needs to get things going early.
This is an actual comp you could see like in a solo queue game from Nvision here. Like they've clearly strategized it out, but
you think my solo queue teammates play Malphite Karma? I wish my solo queue teammates played that. Instead, you get like the Yasuo top, which just runs it down.
That's why you ban it every game.
I think I understand some of the concepts. They want Infinity to make pressure early. They have a ton of engage. And then Spark is just going to be protected by the Karma and able to pump out damage. The problem is you're dealing with Azir, you're dealing with Isaiah, you're dealing with Silas. There's so much strength on those. You can't just rely on the short-range AD carry to make things work. And the problem is as well in the lane that, yes, the Blade Caller damage will be reduced by the Leona, but as a Sivir, you only block one feather with your spell shield. So you can just very much still get ruined, very much still take a ton of damage. And if your Leona is saying, let's go in, a proper partner's like, let's go, let's go, let's go, and you walk up and the feathers end up behind you, you can very easily have that turn around. So again, I need to see Infinity make things happen early, because I feel like this may well be Barrage's game to lose. But what I do like about Nvision is they've picked an easy to execute composition. If they get into team fights, it is just press your R buttons and go.
Now remember, this is our match of the day. Both these teams, they need this win. They cannot be still sat on 0 points at the end of today. And of course, if you want to talk to us at all during this game, head on over to Twitter and make sure you use the hashtag UKLC. And Barrage, looking to get the deep vision, do get scouted out by Uzi 3. No gold gained, unfortunately, there.
Yeah, it doesn't have the Spell Thieves, obviously as a mid lane Karma, so didn't get some free gold. In return, a ward just come down. It's that common Raptor ward we see just to spot out the enemy jungler's pathing, so should have a pretty good impression of where Monkeys is going to be in the early levels. But obviously, Silas, not the most early impactful ganking jungler. Actually, Monkeys knows the ward's there, so he's going to pretend he's going to his blue and path round to avoid it.
That's smart.
Smart play. Not sure how long the lack of information is going to last, and you could be pretty effective with this if you look for a gank bot lane. If you take the red and instant come level 2, I don't think Nvision would expect it, but if you fail the gank, it would set you really far behind.
The only concern is maybe Barrage, Nvision seeing Barrage's bot lane come to lane late. They go, okay, you've got a bit of damage on Reclamation. He started red, so they should know where he started.
They should guess it.
Which then makes you go, why did you bother going around the ward?
Yeah.
It's fine, it's fine.
It's a lot of ifs and buts. They should guess it, but we don't know for sure.
Level 2 for this Leona. Going to be huge. Oh, missing the first E. Those are good.
I'm not sure how much you want to go in on that level 1, though, against the Braum. It's very, like, he still has a lot of his effectiveness level 1. They are pushing for level 2, though. Will get hit first. Looks like Barrage's bot lane respected it.
You ideally want to find an engage where Braum can't just, block all of that damage with his Unbreakable.
Yeah, and Proper Panda doesn't quite connect on the Fax. Was a close one, but Barrage just evade and then do hit those level 2s for themselves, so we'll be able to put up more of a fight.
And having started with the Q, that means Reclamation doesn't have, you know, he can't both W and E, so they still have the possibility to try and go in for the level 2.
I think level 3 is really the point you want to wait for, when Fax is able to have all his abilities to combo, as does the Braum. For now, I think they're just happy just trading, farming, doing their thing. And Brelia, doing all right.
Yeah, he's only used one, consumed one use of his Corrupting Potion so far.
Yes, has gone for the comment on the Malphite, which just means he has quite a bit of trading power. A Seismic Shard can chunk pretty heavily, and the slow from it also means Zergoth is going to struggle to dodge it, but does burn a ton of mana.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at least from when I've seen Malphite in a few of my games, it's very rare. They often like to come back to lane with a Glacial Shroud because they like that mana, but I have no idea what build you go for now that they've changed this Malphite, so I'm genuinely curious.
I feel like getting Iceball Gauntlet isn't a bad shout just to help your wave clear and your trading power. Maybe he has an auto reset right now, so if you get in melee range, you can actually chunk really hard. Yeah, he's holding up pretty well against Zergoth, and it is Zergoth's burn to apply the pressure. Yes, the CS difference is pretty heavy, but it's now been pushed on a tower, so Brelia should be able to just pick up that farm and equalize.
Taking an early recall. Curious what it'll purchase that was worth going. It's probably just a very good back timer, right? So it's not necessarily the item that you're trying to go for, but just the fact that, look, I've forced Brelia under turret here.
He wants to keep the item edge. He is able to walk back without using his TP, and he's actually expecting those items going towards the Black Cleaver, so wanting to cut through the armor rather than go in the pure lethality, which, considering Brelia is going to build armor, would be a bit naive. So both of them will come back to lane. Being a fairly non-interactive, but the big thing for me is D.Va against 3z3. D.Va has got a massive CS lead, and you don't pick Karma for scaling. He will be able to get some of this farm on this wave, but it's definitely rough going if you're losing this hard in the early game, just in terms of CS.
Yeah, absolutely. This is pretty difficult for him. He's got quite a lot of those minions. He's only going to miss one by the looks of things, but he's still, what, 11 CS down already? It's not even 5 minutes. That's, yeah, well played from D.Va in the lane. We've not seen it much, but clearly he's been using those Sand Soldiers really well for himself.
That's the big thing, is that you have a 10 CS difference mid, a 10 CS difference top. You're already 600, 700 gold down for Nvision, and nothing's happened.
Monkeys is on this bot side, so we'll have to see if they look for an engage. Q went wide from Reclamation, so no.
Nothing comes out. If Proper Panda connected, it might have actually been really negative for the side of Nvision, with Monkeys being there, but in the end, things go fairly passive. Right now, Fax is potentially looking for a recall. Does pick up BF sword, and we'll try and head back in the lane.
Alright, 3z3, teleports back to lane. That's fine. You need to be in there. You need to be getting CS, considering you're already quite a bit down. D.Va's used it, so it's not, you know, you're not really losing anything. There's no loss of trade there, which is just very standard from it. But he's got the Chalice of Harmony, which should help quite a bit in that lane, having the MR and having the magic resist for himself.
Yeah, absolutely. It should help. But it just further cements that this is not going to be a scaling build for 3z3. He's going to be providing utility for his team, and the damage is going to be lacking across the board. The one favorable thing is there's no one on the side of Barrage. I really think you need to cut through them. Sivir late game should have that sort of ability to deal that damage, but the problem is he's so short-ranged up against the likes of, you know, Isaiah, Braum, and Nazir. The Braum is the big thing, is that it can block so much of your damage, and when you are that single DPS source, it can be really rough.
Right, fighting over the Scuttle Crab. It is Barrage that win that one out, having the priority in the lanes. Infinity is here with Brelia, but so is Monkeys, so we might see the 2v2. Ultimate
I feel like I've got to favor Nvision here, with the fact they have a Malphite ult.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, Jace at level 6 just kind of gains nothing, really.
Yeah. That's one thing I didn't really think about as well, is the fact that Monkeys can steal a Malphite ult. I don't think there's a better choice than that.
Yeah, that's quite interesting, actually, Proper Panda. The stun off onto Fax. It's taking quite a big trade on the retreat. Flashes, but the stun comes through from the Braum passive, turning it back onto them. Is Proper Panda going to live? No, Fax getting the first blood, and now they're chasing onto Spark. Oh, having to force the flash away from him as well.
I'm just not sure what Proper Panda was doing. You just walk up without your AD carry. You stun Fax for what? Like, poke? And then you just end up burning your Aftershock early, so you're just so vulnerable. It's just really questionable play coming out from the Nvision bot lane.
Yeah,
so we'll get a replay. And, I mean, your AD carry's nowhere near. Why are you going for this play? Your Aftershock is now down, gets rooted, and then it's just an easy follow-up from there. The stun connects even after the flash, and you essentially just die for free. I mean, the cleanse stun, I mean, the ignite stun was never going to work because the fact of cleanse. And then in the end, Spark does do a good spell shield and flash to get away, but Brilliant might be looking for Monkus here. Just get Malphite ulted.
Unstoppable force onto him, going wide with the Emperor's Divide, and Brelia using his own ultimate to get to safety.
Yeah, it's interesting that they didn't actually ult each other at the same time. That would be pretty funny to see, but Brelia using the time to escape. Now, if these two are going to try to defend this tower,
they should be able to get some plating here if they stick around, but looking for the recalls, low on mana. Don't want to be on the map for too long in that position, so it's only one bit of plating over to Zergoth.
Yeah, and one of my concerns as well is that opting to go for Elise in the jungle, I feel like if you had something like a Jarvan, it'd be a better pick just because it has a bit more sustained damage, which is what you really need in this situation. And it'd be able to benefit as well from the shield and just be able to constantly pump out damage. I feel like Elise, when you think of like we're going to facilitate a carry, Elise doesn't really fit with that. And I get that they wanted early game pressure, that's fine, but I think there were better junglers to take to provide that.
Yeah, Affinity not having done...
Yeah, especially if you're not, like, he's done no ganks pre-6. If you've done no ganks pre-6, then why pick Elise? That's my big thing, is that this jungle is one of the strongest in the game pre-6, but if you don't do anything, then why did you pick it?
And often Barrage has had their laners pushed up in lane. Yes, that does mean, of course, they have the vision advantage, and they're generally going to back away when they do shove it in, but it's not like your opponents are on tower and you're just not really finding those opportunities. Elise is, I guess, decent for tower diving with the ability to use the repel, but yeah, it's questionable. You've gone Elise when your opponent has gotten Sylas, who can steal away the unstoppable force. I question the pick as well.
Yeah, and I feel like as well, a big thing for me is like, who are you really going to dive? Because I feel like it's a hard ask for everyone. Diving Zergoth is fine once Malphite's at 6. That's a pretty big time to wait. Xayah Roam is not a fun lane to dive, and Azir is really mobile, so that makes it difficult too. I don't know. I feel like maybe it's a comfort thing, but I think there were better picks that Infinity could have taken that would have sort of facilitated his team more. And maybe, I mean, the point that you may have thought is that, yeah, maybe the plan was to gank more pre-6 and things just didn't go to plan, but right now, all he's really done is farm, and not where you want to be as an at least come 10 minutes to have a score of 0-0-0.
Yeah, Brelia's finding a cocoon down onto Zergoth, but his jungler is nearby. Looks like Zergoth will be falling too fast anyways, though. Yeah, unstoppable force waiting for the flash to be used. Will secure that one. Monkiz. He's not going to be able to... Oh, wait, actually, looking like he might be able to survive from this one. Brelia's getting turned on with Reclamation here. Proper Panda's showing up as well, as Naughty does fall. Stun comes down, doesn't catch onto Reclamation, just the slow Infinity. So low right now. And the golden from Reclamation means he cannot get the return kill as he falls.
And Brelia, the buff's coming in huge here, gets the auto reset and manages to take out Monkiz despite the healing. I thought he was gone there, but he managed to survive, and it's a good trade coming out from the side. Nvision. But all in all, Raj still 1,500 ahead in gold.
Yeah, the CS differences are still huge, especially in that top lane. It's nearly like 30 now. 2 kills onto Brelia. Would that even out the gold enough?
Let's find out, observers. Yeah, it would.
Yes, it does.
Wow. Our question was answered very swiftly. And if you look across the board, the big difference is mid lane. There's an 800 gold lead there. Bot lane's got a pretty moderate one between Fax and Spark. That's where the gold lead is really coming from, and still looks pretty unfavorable for the side of Nvision right now, but at least they're showing some signs of life.
At least as well for 3z3, you're going with an econ build, so having reduced gold is not as bad as it maybe could have been, but it's still obviously not the optimal situation for you right now. It's not what you want to be happening. And like you say, you're kind of concerned about that late game. Well, the game just continues playing how it is now. I feel like Barrage is just going to be able to win it out, so we need to see Nvision looking for more proactive plays as they start onto this Herald.
Yeah, so good move to try and pressure that, but Fred Monkiz has to be aware, so he's going to look to move over swiftly. Steals with Ileana, that's a pretty big one. Alpha is coming down though.
All right, Monkeys does get caught out by Proper Panda, stunning him up quite a bit.
Great stopwatch.
Unstoppable force. Does not connect as he goes golden, but he's going to be falling anyways. Now Proper Panda flashing over the wall. Looks like he might be able to escape this. Infinity does fall, and Proper Panda, he's getting caught out there. Zergoth finds him, and now Borrelia is in a poor position, trying to escort his teammate out. Might be able to get his way back to the turret, but that was beautiful there. Fax going down. Spark just doing so much there. Reclamation getting chunked out. Teleport coming through. Might have been a tad too late on the play, so 3z3 is able to escape.
Yeah, good moves coming out from D.Va to save his teammate, but that is the issue with his Nvision composition, is that if you ult someone with Malphite and it's one person and they stopwatch it, you just lose. You need that ult to be impactful, and it's so easy to outplay if you have the likes of a stopwatch or a Zhonya's, and even more so if they only go on to one target, then by all means, you're going to struggle, but
Zergoth teleports into the top lane. Tether down onto Zergoth. Does find the root. Infinity comes through as well with the repel. And Zergoth will indeed fall.
Yeah, just go down, shut down over the Lee Sin. Just as we were criticizing, Infinity has managed to pick up 5 kills and participation between the 10-minute mark and now. So pretty good to make that impact, and now looking towards that Rift Herald.
Yep, going back onto it. I feel like they should just be able to get it this time, which is nice for them. Turret plating did just fall though, which is generally why teams go for the Herald early on in the game so they can secure that extra gold for them, but it should still get a tower for them, which is certainly nice. And I imagine you'll probably want to be dropping that around the mid lane.
Spark's alone bot lane though, and I didn't think I'm going to dive him.
Yeah, Monkeys doesn't have an ultimate stolen right now, but maybe won't need to. Spark, yeah, gets the knock up from Reclamation with the ultimate.
And the question is just, what are you doing there? You had TP, you could have joined them top lane and applied the pressure. You've got to expect when your team are focused around top side, the obvious place for Barrage to look is bot side. They end up punishing, and it does look like Nvision going to try and use that Herald to get this mid tower, but they will trade on the bot side.
They could look for 2 here as they have 4 members in the mid lane, but actually giving up on that Herald now and letting D.Va clear it out. Yeah, it's just a 1-for-1. There's an Ocean Drake, which is certainly one of the stronger dragons to have early on, but it's 15 minutes now. Its effectiveness might be a bit late. Monkeys stealing the ultimate from Leona, and both of them are coming down. Sun's down to Reclamation, but Monkeys just in a poor position and gets deleted.
Yeah, and they should have seen the TP coming in and known that that was not a fight they wanted to take. Monkeys oversteps, doesn't connect with the Leona ult, and then gets shut down. Ocean Dragon could easily be picked up by Nvision in return.
That's nice for them. That's good. You're behind in gold. You need to be finding these picks, and you need to be finding these objectives. First the Herald, now into this Ocean Drake. Can they keep doing it? Can they keep this momentum for themselves? Can they look for a win?
What is Fax building? I mean, I know what he's building, but I'm just drawing attention to it. He's building the Triforce.
That's the Ashe build, right?
Yeah. He's not on Ashe.
He is not.
Okay, let's theorycraft this. You get 40% CDR, so that's pretty nice. Your first order is going to chunk really hard, so you can go Q, auto, and then Blade Caller, but I am definitely of the opinion that the Triforce second would be better. Let's see how it goes, though.
There's lots of stats on Trinity Force, maybe lots of numbers all look shiny. I'll pick that, perhaps.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I do just feel like, especially with the extra damage you get from your W, Xayah really likes crit. Especially since a Blade Caller can crit as well. So I'm of the opinion that getting more crit would be better. I definitely think as well, if you have Infinity Edge, getting that one auto in is going to do more if you get a crit than with a Triforce proc, but let's see.
Alright, they've found an engage in the jungle. Proper Panda off onto the side is holding up D.Va, but Infinity is already found by Monkeys, stealing away 3z3's ultimate by the looks of things. Now Borrelia engages and finds D.Va with the unstoppable onslaught. Reclamation goes down as well. Double kill now for Borrelia as Monkeys is his next target. Dashing over the wall, the Boomerang Blade does not find him. Zergoth, that's kind of a cheeky engage back in there and could have spelt death for him, but either way, Nvision back away, but that's still 2 kills for them.
Yeah, this isn't really at the point I would say you want to fight Nvision's competition. Borrelia is invincible, almost. And then the extra shielding from Karma, as well as the fact that at this point in the game, his damage is still significant. I feel like I have to give all team fights over to Nvision if they're played correctly. Barrage have to be really careful. Despite the fact they made the engage and basically insta-killed Infinity, Nvision still won, but that does sort of raise my questions for the drafters to go in for that at least, because if it was being a Jarvan, I think you can impact the fights a lot more, especially if you go Conqueror, you can just pump out a ton of sustained damage and the extra attack speed for your teammate. But either way, they win that last team fight, still behind on gold, but showing they have some life, and this mid-game wait may well be theirs.
50 CS lead, though, still for Zergoth right now. Yeah, Brillia looks huge, but the gold difference, it's in Zergoth's favor.
Yeah, but I mean, massive CS difference. And if you look across the board, the CS difference is pretty stark. But you can see that Spark is now just picking up all the farm he can at 172, but D.Va has been farming up a storm right now in this Azir. Look for Zergoth here.
Yeah, forcing the flash out of him, and they should just be able to get this turret. Just trade with the one in the top lane for Barrage, so even so far, but it looks like Barrage might be able to get the mid turret off of this play as well, although Spark is there and has a lot of wave clear with that Sivir. Yeah, just forcing them away from that one as Nvision rotate back over to the mid.
Okay, so now Fax is going Infinity Edge. So I think it may not just be the full Triforce, he just wants the 40 CDR as soon as possible, 40% CDR as soon as possible.
Right. Speeding up, maybe looking for a pick once again. Proper Panda's ult has been stolen by Monkeys. I feel like he should be going for Brillia's ult instead, but
maybe wanted to save that. That's the thing, is that they reduced how long you can hold on to ultimates. Malphite ult, personally, I wouldn't want to take it all until you know this is the team fight I want to, because that is arguably the best ult in this game right now.
You sort of condition your opponent to not see it coming, and then eventually it does, and it just completely blows the game wide open.
Yeah, but like imagine if Nvision start a Baron and you don't have the Malphite ult as an option to steal.
Yeah.
That's when you might regret it. Proper Panda's ult's still pretty solid, and I feel like everyone but Infinity's is okay. Like Spark's ult is useful. 3z3, you can AoE shield, it's nice. Infinity's ult is useless, absolutely useless in almost every situation, unless you're like jumping on the enemy backline and trying to mess them up. But Borelli is definitely the big boy ult.
There's a pickaxe on Fax now. I'm confused where this build's going.
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying. I feel like he just picked up the Stinger for the 40% CDR.
Oh, yeah.
And now he's going Infinity Edge, and he'll build a Triforce later. Sort of similar to like a Corky build, but in the wrong order.
Okay, I respect it.
It does mean if you get a crit, that first auto, once you've got the 3 items, will really hit.
Fax cleansing that one out does mean he'll be able to escape, which is nice. But it also means it's not available for them in the oncoming fight around this Ocean Drake. Third one now for Nvision in this game, so if it transitions late enough that we see Elder Dragons, they could be huge for Nvision.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Ocean's never a bad one to have. The sustain helps if you're going back and forth off objectives. I definitely feel like they would have much preferred Infernals. Or at least a Mountain. Observer, can you show us the next dragon?
Oh, slow pan over.
It's an Ocean again.
Triple Ocean, that can be pretty nice. If you get a fight and then don't die, and then back away, and then look for another one straight after.
Yeah, I mean, there's nice aspects to it.
Yeah, but
I'd rather have triple Infernal.
Absolutely. Luck of the cards, I guess. You know, it happens. We've all played enough TFT by now.
The caveat I always make is that, sure, if it'd been triple Infernals, it would be lovely for Nvision to have. Oh!
See?
D.Va.
Yeah. And Monkeys, who also has the ultimate. D.Va is already dead in this fight. Having so much gold there on Barrage's team out of this means they're lacking a lot of damage. They're continuing the chase. Fax doesn't have the cleanse this time, which means he has to flash away. Proper Panda doesn't find the E pick-off. It's just one kill onto D.Va so far.
And that was a point where Monkeys stole away Borelli's ult and used it to just escape. So not very impactful. Looks like Barrage are going to have that jungle reset, and Nvision heading straight onto this Baron. And as you said, the sustain definitely going to come in handy here. They will get spotted out.
They don't melt this, that's for sure. Spark does decent damage, but the rest of the team isn't really there for that. Brelia looking to turn it. Fax is his target, whilst Zergoth is destroyed by the rest of Nvision's squad.
He just does no damage
Fax,
to him.
Yeah, looking to escape using that blast cone as his assistants,
He just
having
does
no
no
summoner
damage.
spells, but shutdown comes through onto him. Monk is looking to make a play on the flank, gets one, but is forced to retreat. And now we see D.Va coming through. So many low health bars here for Nvision as the Sand Soldiers come through. Infinity looking to try and turn it around and finish off Reclamation, but it is a triple kill for Barrage.
And D.Va comes up huge there, cleaning up on the back end. Nvision overstep, they try and re-engage, and they end up losing everyone. And now, I feel like Barrage, they have to head for that Baron.
That was so disrespectful. They were not watching the respawn timer there, and I don't think they realized D.Va would be able to come through so soon and turn that around. And the game's just flipped on its head.
Absolutely. Speaking of disrespectful, though, Monkeys is very low. He's playing it safe around this Baron, but it keeps getting chipped away. 3z3's coming. He could steal this.
Genuinely could. Let's see what happens here. Vision gets dropped down. I don't think they know who's on the other side of the ball. No, Barrage do get it.
Yeah, they do get it. Was close. They should secure it by all means. In the end, Barrage managed to get that Baron, and they are now in control of this game. There's where things get concerning because the only wave clear on the side of Nvision that can deal with Baron waves is Spark. It's going to be very difficult when he has to be in a lane to clear the waves out. Like shit, a Karma can chunk waves, but she just really does not have the sustained damage to cut through the Baron waves. And I feel like they're going to struggle against the siege of Barrage's team. They might look for engage quickly. There's a TP available for Relia. He's going to have that ult.
Does he have a good flank position, though? Doesn't look like it currently. Now, how are Barrage going to set up on this map to try and utilize this Baron buff properly? They have D.Va with a TP, but you don't really want to split pushing Azir. At least I would think so. You just stack in one lane, I guess.
I think 4-1 can work, but right now, Nvision are countering that by just answering all in one lane. They'll get this tower. And the thing is, Barrage, I don't think they really want to fight here, because despite the fact they won that Baron, they're not super convinced they win a team fight.
But they do have D.Va in the top lane. I say I don't really want an Azir split pushing, but they're going for it anyways.
I think it works. You have a lot of attack speed. You take the tower quickly, and the big thing is, Nvision want to be grouped. They want to be together as 5, and when they're not playing to their win conditions. So splitting them up by all means is the right call. 3z3 is going to recall to answer it, but again, there's not very much a Karma can do to Baron-powered waves. You'll be able to deal with them now that D.Va's backed off. And the big thing is this mid-tower. Spark is just being sat here ensuring it does not go down, and Sivir does have the wave clear that is necessary to deal with these waves. And right now, Barrage seem a bit unfocused with what they're doing with this Baron. They're looking to push towards the mid lane now. Monkeys has the Malphite ult, so Spark has to be really careful. Does have the spell shield. That's a big ask to make sure you manage to avoid that.
And they could just layer on even more CC afterwards as well. Like, okay, cool, you spell shielded one thing, but what about the rest of it that's going to be killing you? We've got a dragon spawning.
It's just that ocean, so
yeah,
not the most impactful, and it will get passed over to Nvision. That is definitely a late game win condition. The Elder Dragon, if you manage to stack enough Drakes, we'll be at 4 after this one, and there'll still be another before the Elder, so definitely going to be in a really nice position if they manage to get that buff.
Right, so we've only got 1 minute left on this Baron buff. Not been a huge Baron power play so far,
They've traded
guessing.
tower for tower.
Yeah.
That's all they've done with the Baron, so definitely not the greatest asset, but I don't think that favors Barrage too negatively because they're happy to just let D.Va scale up and be this massive damage to it later. Yes, Nvision have Malphite and Sivir who are great late game, but they are so reliant on that Sivir to just 1v9 team fights on the back of a team's CC. They will get that mid tower. Looking to push a bit further. Spark, sorry, does have to wave clear. Oh, that ricochet damage.
Word. Finding so much and forcing the engage there. Fax has to pop the ultimate early, which means Brella could look for his own force. Fax's flash is just going to be up shortly, but he's too far away, so that will be an option for them shortly. Now it's Nvision that have found the opening in the mid lane.
Yeah, we'll start a push up, and Barrage have been routed, but with the Baron recalls, they're able to get back in time. They could potentially look for a fight here if needed. Sivir ult down, Leona ult down, Infinity. Gotta be careful.
Yeah, they've got to play this really nicely, but testament to how much damage Spark does, though. It's just like Boomerang Blade couple ricochets, and okay, Barrage, we have to run. We just got melted by this Sivir. And if we can see that continue later on in these fights, and Spark can stay alive and just play like a true carry with the assistance of 3z3 and Proper Panda, Nvision might be able to pick up their first victory.
Absolutely, by all means, they're looking to. And that's a big thing. This Sivir will absolutely cut through everyone on the side of Barrage. Those ricochets we saw earlier did so much damage, but they are dealing with the likes of Nazir. Their composition's going to struggle if they get split. And if Spark gets jumped on, if he gets destroyed, if he dies in a fight, Nvision are really going to struggle to close the team fight out because they just lack the damage. Fax.
Yeah, we go forcing the flash.
Ult coming up now.
The E engage, that's the ultimate, but now Borrelia can just look for his own. He doesn't need to. Fax just gets destroyed. Nvision now looking at potentially an inhibitor. Will they look for more after it? Zergoth does complete his recall, so it would be a 4v5, and they just back away after a free inhib.
And that's what Nvision need to do. They find the pick on a Fax. They throw everything in the kitchen sink at him, but despite that, they didn't even need the Malphite ult to take him out. They do destroy him. His ult had a second left, and then he did finally get to use it, but still ends up falling. Not the position you want to be in as Fax. And Nvision, once again, look to punish Barrage, but still down on gold.
Let's see, as they reset the map, we've got Baron spawning in under a minute. That's, of course, what these teams are going to be looking to play around again. Teleports, Borrelia doesn't have his available, otherwise everyone does. So we won't see him answering any sort of split push, I imagine. That could be something Barrage can try and play off here. But again, the game's just like, it's in anyone's hands still kind of at this point in time. It's one big misplay that
might be coming
in a complete throw. Spark playing a super dangerous game there, but using the audio cue knows that they're in the book.
Yeah, I'm glad he checked because I was really concerned he was just going to walk through and just die. But, you know, played it safe, checked it out. You see Barrage having a bit of control of this mid lane area. They are maybe looking for a fight here.
Let's see. Of course, Borrelia has been really, really good with his ultimate so far this game in terms of he waits for flashes and he continues waiting and he continues waiting and just doesn't use it a lot of the time, but he knows that I'm going to land it on you when I use it. And that's what he's going to continue to do here. First use the Leona ult, force the flash, force the defensive tools, and then Borrelia comes through.
I mean, that's the problem, is that I'd give more favor to Barrage scaling if it was the last patch Silas, because then he could steal all of the ults in a team fight, and having Leona ult and Malphite would be huge, but not possible in this patch. And Nvision, they're going to start off this Baron. It's going down pretty fast.
Yeah, Barrage, they've scouted it out, and they're kind of split on their approach here. Monkiz drops down the ultimate, looking to hop over. Monkiz does find it, but it is going to be the red team getting the Baron, and now Proper Panda will fall behind the Baron pit. Reclamation having to flash away. Fax once again getting destroyed, and now it's D.Va who has to make an amazing play here, but the spell shield on the Emperor's Divide. Still, we're going to see a death from Spark, and Infinity going golden does not keep him alive for long. Zergoth focusing onto 3z3, does get rooted up, has the move speed, looking for the chase, but that's a Karma, and he should be able to get away. Flash being forced, might turn into a misplay, and it does indeed occur. D.Va now getting focused out by Borrelia. He's deleting him, and now it's Reclamation versus Borrelia.
Rock solid, baby. Borrelia's popping off. And I said, you know, when Spark goes down, they're going to struggle to team fight, but Zergoth with the chases and Malphite goes huge. Let's have a little look at that again. Monkiz goes in, trying to find the steal, flashes over, doesn't actually get it, a bit too early, and then Zhonya's to buy time. Now, big thing is Borrelia, he finds an ult onto both of the bot lane members, so much damage comes in, Fax's ult is late, and Spark manages to clean him up. But now, everyone is looking at Spark. Steven gets a lovely shroom and shuffle, gets spell shielded, but it's enough to take him down, and now, this is where things get rough for Nvision. They've lost their primary carry, Infinity goes down easily, but Zergoth, you didn't need a chase here. I know he wanted to cut down the Baron buffs, but he just over chases, he gets kited by the Karma, and then Borrelia, he's waiting in the wings. He's ready for his moment to shine. Zergoth goes down already, but he just gets up in D.Va's face and just smashes him. 700 gold pickup right there. You gotta take it.
Rock solid.
Rock beats scissors. Is a quote from Twitch chat. Rock beats scissors, and it appears Rock beats
feathers.
Yeah, feathers too. Pretty heavy bird comp coming out from Barrage. You actually haven't noted. They've got Sivir and the here's the
My heart can't deal with these UKLC games today, to be honest. Yeah, we've seen a lot of fighting. And it's been very messy.
It's good fun, though.
Oh, well, certainly.
It's
and
good
if things
fun.
Continue going how a lot of them have ended so far, we're probably going to see some sort of backdoor split push space race sort of thing.
This is a Twitch comment of the day. Fredster says, "Rock super effective is flying."
Oh.
It's true. It's true. That's so high IQ. That's why they picked it. That's the only reason.
Very smart there. Now Nvision continuing with this Baron. They're forcing it. Oh. There it is! The unstoppable onslaught finds two. Fax goes down. D.Va is looking to try and return damage back onto them. And in fact, Barrage are turning the fight by the looks of things. Infinity falls. The bot lane was already dead for Nvision so early on in that fight. What happened?
It just, they force. The damage comes out from Brelia. He finds Fax, but it's not enough. Spark cannot do anything. He gets shut down. He gets destroyed. And Barrage, they've managed to win a team fight. They're going to start pushing up mid here. They're going to try and get some control, take some objectives. The spawn time is along. Let's have a little breakdown of what happened. So we've seen what happened with Brelia. Ults on a Fax and tries to take him down. Spark runs up and then gets ulted in return by Monkeys. Him and Proper Panda just get destroyed. And you can Malphite ult my AD carry. I'll Malphite ult your AD carry too, Monkeys says. And from then on, your one carry for Nvision is that Sivir. When she dies, you lose. Whereas at Barrage, they still have so much damage in the rest of their composition.
Monkeys said, know you. And that was the team fight, essentially.
Yeah, that's all you had to do.
Just flip it on their heads, man. This is so difficult to watch these fights. You just don't know what's happening until you're like, oh, people are dead now, I guess. Yeah. Who wins it? Oh, sure, one of these two teams, but we're approaching the Elder Dragon spawning now, and that's 5 dragons for Nvision.
Yeah, but only means something if you secure the Elder, right? It means nothing if Barrage managed to nab it. So, yeah, would be great if Nvision got it. And actually, the big thing as well is because of the true damage burn, it's so strong in their composition because it means that they actually have damage. Everyone actually puts out a lot of damage, and 3z3 has to be careful.
See, no engages quite yet. It's oh. No, we don't know the exact spawn time on the Elder quite yet. It's after like what 36 minutes in the game it comes up. So
it's up to 35, and I believe it's going to be about 38-ish, maybe. I'm guessing completely. I don't know really, but it's going to be at a time.
All right. So till then,
it's going to be at a time.
Yes, we probably won't see too much happen on the map, or at least they have nothing in particular to fight over. But that doesn't matter. They're still going to look for the engage anyways. And finally, Proper Panda caught out. He instantly dies. Nvision. They're looking to back away. Monkeys has stolen the unstoppable onslaught.
I'm not actually sure. It might actually be better for Brelia just to AFK, so Monkeys can't get his ult.
Well, yeah.
It's so broken because he's got full AP as well, so it's like a full AP Malphite that actually chunks.
There was a game I was watching, and there was a Fiddlestick support, and like he just couldn't show on the map because he's support. He doesn't have much items. He doesn't have much AP. And he's just ultimate. It was nowhere near as good as Monkeys, who's going to be using his now onto Spark, looking to back away. Brelia, he's getting melted, but he does escape from this, and now we've got a bit of a mess in this fight. Zergoth does get finished off. There it is, onto 3, but Brelia will fall. Death's coming across the board for both of these teams, but it's 3 alive for Nvision right now. D.Va does so much damage, finds a double kill. Zhonya's to stall for time. The redemption doesn't save him, and now Monkeys looking to finish off Infinity, but Proper Panda should spell defeat for Barrage.
Oh, and it's so back and forth, and Brelia held his ult for so long. It was a saving grace for them. Spark does go down in the end, but he tries his best to make things happen. And now, Proper Panda and Infinity, they're pushing mid, may well be looking towards that inhibitor, and you see the dragon's going to be spawning soon. I wonder how far that will be behind those death timers, because if Nvision get that, that could well mean the game.
Here we go. It might just be, yeah, it's just one inhib by the looks of things with
Baron's up.
Spawn timers coming through.
You know, Baron's up. They could have done that.
Baron is huge though, absolutely, but it's also the Elder Dragon coming up. This is going to be a bit of a mess of the next few minutes now.
That's the thing. They had time potentially to start up the Baron. I think the thing is they felt like a letdown. We'll have a breakthrough that. Monkeys goes in really aggressively. Spark flashes out, and he starts to pump out damage. Tower is a massive zoning tool, and Zergoth gets caught off at the side, has to back away. He does die in the end. And then over here, Brelia gets a huge Malphite, just misses out on Fax, but you just go down after. Spark stopwatch is great, and he takes out Monkeys. Actually, no, Monkey survives, sorry. Spark gets taken out, though. D.Va, just the soldiers being so impactful, can't spell shield them. And then, of all champions, the late game at least comes in. Monkeys doesn't have the damage, and then Proper Panda comes in to save the day. And Shuja now back and alive with the Nvision posturing for that Elder. Whoever gets this is going to be in a great position. Mostly just for a denial from Barrage.
Looking for a Cocoon to try and start things off. That first CC that lands will be crucial for either of these teams. This is so important for them right now if they want to be the team that has more than 1 win at the end of this week. Sorry, more than 0 wins at the end of this week.
Yeah, absolutely. They're all playing for that 1 point on the board. Vision not going to back off. Get some control of the mid lane wave. And Monkeys steals the Malphite ult once again.
It's just huge.
It's mean. It's just unfair.
And it's like you said, why doesn't Brillia just sort of not be on the map?
Wait, they're trading Baron for the Elder. Oh, it looks like actually Barrage are going to head over. They don't want to give over this Baron. They could have traded, but they decided against it.
Yeah, they're going to contest it. And whilst Monkey still has the Unstoppable Force, the correct ultimate name. He is going to be using it before the Baron does fall down, and blue team are going to be the ones that find that now. And Nvision, their front line is getting melted up. Infinity gets 1 kill down onto his opposing jungler. The top laner does fall for Nvision, and they have to retreat. Barrage have the Baron.
Yeah, but Monkeys is down. The Elder's still available. I feel like Nvision could just head down. They have a triple ocean. They're healing up fast. Instead, they're going to opt to push top lane and give up. No, they... You could have just headed to the dragon. You had triple ocean. You still full HP. They just gave it up. They just gave it up. I don't.
Orcs is upset right now.
They just gave it up. They literally, like, Infinity was still alive. They had no smite. Whatever. Fight's coming out. D.Va might be in trouble here.
Is he stuck in the pit? Emperor's Divide. I don't see it keeping him alive. Indeed, Shutdown comes through for Spark there, so maybe a bit of a misplay, but at the end of the day, that's double buffs for Barrage.
Your jungler is still up. I'm like, surely you can just head over, like, you could heal up from the triple ocean. It didn't matter that Infinity was low. You just head over and grab the Elder, but instead they just say, no, I'm good.
Nvision
you have it.
Walking into their base whilst D.Va is dead, using their teleport. This is a do or die situation for them. Monkeys has Proper Panda's ultimate. Let's see how he's going to use it. That's 1 Nexus turret down. Spark pops the ultimate for the move speed, but health bars are really low. 3z3, so chunked out here. Zergoth steps forwards and takes half of his health bar in return. But Nvision back off as D.Va is up in a few seconds.
I mean, the big thing for me is that both 80 carries can outplay the Malphite. We haven't seen it yet, but you can spell shield it. You can use this Fax's ult to jump in the air and dodge it. I feel like if one of them pulls it off, dodges a Malphite ult, that could be the game-winning play. But I'm yet to see it. They need to make it happen.
Let's see. Ooh. Looking for potential catch out here. Abusing their lack of vision in this bot side jungle. They do use the blue trinket to kind of scout it out, but they don't spot them. And this is it, Nvision, they have to find the pick off here. Move speed coming through from the Karma Mantra E, but Barrage are too far away. They're at least stalling the buff time.
Yeah, it's definitely favorable for Nvision to stall that buff time. It's unfortunate they didn't get that Elder because second would have literally just been game ending. But for now, Nvision will back off. We're in for a long haul right now. 40 minutes. Both teams doing their absolute best not to lose this. That 1 sweet point on the line.
It's just, does D.Va or Spark survive in the fights at this point? They just do so much damage between the two of them right now.
Big thing is Fax
really
as well.
Hard carries. Yeah,
that's the big thing. Is that Barrage have an extra carry. Just don't stand next to each other, or Brillia will mess you up.
Absolutely. I mean, don't stand next to anyone on your team. Otherwise, those unstoppable forces are they're just too punishing in these team fights. And you know what? We haven't seen a Malphite in a while in competitive, but we've certainly got a fantastic game for ourselves based off of how this has gone so far.
Highest, and I mean this when I say this, the highest level of League of Legends you'll ever see. Just absolutely, this is, I'm going to say it, this is arguably even higher level than the NALCS. Maybe. It's close.
Do you just think these teams could beat Rogue then?
No. But could they beat TSM?
Called out,
maybe
there you go.
Well, maybe.
Ooh, Monkeys might be walking into a trap. Vision set up here. Infinity goes for a cocoon. Down onto Fax. Is using the Feather Storm to avoid a load of damage, and a Root Caller comes through, locking them up. And Vision are getting destroyed. D.Va still alive. Fax still alive in the fight to do damage. And there we go. Vision having to retreat, taking 3 casualties.
And they go for the play, and it fails spectacularly. They burn everything on a Fax. He has cleanse. He has that ult. He's just like, what are you doing? And he ends up shaking it off. 5 members now, well, 4, sorry, pushing towards the base. It's up to Spark and 3z3 to defend. Definitely the best members you want alive right now, just due to the amount of wave clear they have. No Baron means this wave should get cut through. Spark has to be careful.
And they get this tower. Spark, yeah, just clearing those minions so quickly. But at this point, they clear the tower so fast, they don't need the minions. They get an inhib.
Get an inhib. 3z3 going for some poke. Spark gets some big ricochets off here. He can actually wave them off, but the problem is they won't let him auto-attack the minions.
Imagine if Barrage were the ones with the triple ocean there, right? Their health bars would have just been full again, and it would have been like, ah, let's maybe look for game if we can try and pick off Spark here, but getting the recall. Once again, we get a reset, and we might be looking at a second Elder Dragon.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, Nvision have the stronger Elder because of the amount they have, but Barrage, it would be their second, which obviously gives a massive buff in its own right. There will be a much more even contestation.
Right. How many people in the game right now have full builds? Looking like quite a few of them, either finishing up their last item or saving a spot for control wards. So at this point, we are the late game. 44 minutes in. Just one big team fight could be able to end it for either of them. They're playing around the Baron. Under a minute on Elder, but under 30 seconds for this Baron.
Yeah, both massive objectives. But at this point, it feels like the winner of the next team fight could well win this game. Barrage have placed a new tower down. 3z3 is looking for poke, but so is Zergoth.
Vision choke right now from Nvision. It's nice. Borrelia showing, though, gives Monkeys the unstoppable force. I don't like it. Stop.
Just go AFK, then you can't. Yeah, and it's going to be a full AP Malphite ult. If it connects, it's going to sting.
It's going to do more than sting. It might just end the game.
Flash is down for the 80 carries, though. D.Va still has his, which is a massive factor into the next fight.
Looking for the engage. Zergoth needs to TP into this fight behind the team. Okay, they forced that, so the split pushing will stop here.
Yep, forcing proper finder doesn't connect with anything, but I like the attempt.
Top inhib.
It's in a side lane, we don't care about those.
It doesn't matter right now.
It's mid lane or nothing, and now the trade of objectives is going to come out.
Oh no, both of them are up at the same time. This time, they are actually going to trade it rather than going, no, we're going to fight you over that, actually.
Okay, looks like Barrage will finish us off quicker. They're actually going to TP in right now.
That's interesting.
Hip goes down.
Yeah, okay, double TP to ensure they can save their base. It's fine, I guess. I don't see D.Va using his teleport anytime soon for a massive play unless it's some sort of a back.
I mean, you got the inhibitor. That's going to tie them to their base.
Yeah.
And the big thing as well is that Baron buff is going to last longer than the first Elder. And Barrage, you're going to get this tower in the bot side.
Reset.
45 minutes. All I can say is whoever took Gathering Storm was a high IQ player. I'm hoping Brelia did. He probably took Scorch, but I'm really hoping Brelia took Gathering Storm. Just for that fatty AP.
Right. Well, question, is it the second Elder Dragon of the game or the second Elder buff that you get? Is
second Elder buff you get. So,
okay,
this is the basic one from Nvision,
okay.
yeah. This is the low duration, not too impactful. I mean, it's still huge because they have 5 dragons. But the next one is like the game-ending one. It lasts much longer as well. For now, teams are just chilling.
Clearing out waves, of course. Have an easy time.
Oh, 3z3, we've just heard. Thank you for our broadcast team. 3z3 is the only player with Gathering Storm and is getting a lovely 80 AP.
It's found it again. Unstoppable Unstoppable Force. Sorry, I was doing my hip rain impression there.
Love it.
And that's UKLC. It's found it. Elder Dragon's still ticking for them, and they're looking for some auto attacks onto this inhibitor, but they're getting a bit zoned off, waiting for the minion wave to come back. Brelia is playing outside of the vision of Barrage. But he goes, you know what? Time to frontline this and make sure that we get this.
Chunk.
D.Va is very low right now. Might be forced back to the base.
He's just so... it's just killing him. Just the burn alone does so much damage.
That's sweet.
Yeah, it's accurate. It's pretty accurate. I wish we had some popcorn and make this really exciting.
Yeah, certainly. Oh, top. We've got a lot of minions coming into their base there, but they should be able to answer that.
What's crazy to me is not the fact that like we're so late. It's the fact that 3z3 still has like 3.5 items.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure D.Va's been full build for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, but Gathering Storm though, so like...
Gathering Storm's winning the game. I know about the Oblivion Orb as well. Like, what are you building with that? I mean, obviously it's morale, but why? Just get a Rabadons.
Yeah, it's probably...
Get a Rabadons and a Zhonya's, or a Rabadons and a Void Staff.
Do you desperately need the Grievous Wounds?
No.
Not really, yeah.
And I guess maybe for the Silas, but I don't think he's really the issue right now.
No. The issue is D.Va. Complete monster in this game. Dropping down the Sun Disc. And a stamp onto this game. The inhib in the mid lane respawns, so it's only one down right now for Nvision. And the wave clear is just a bit too intense from Spark. Baron minions cannot survive through his damage, and it doesn't seem like this is so far a hugely successful siege. But of course, as the minions do force into that top lane, and time goes on, Nvision will be forced to split up, and we might see the engage coming out.
Barrage being real confident here.
They have found that tower, as of course 3v3 was in the top lane. Once again, steals the Malphite ultimate. Yeah, Nvision is just getting so split right now. They can't handle this. Okay, ultimate down. Monk goes gold with the Zhonya's. Infinity finds a Cocoon off onto the side there. And in the back line, Brelia dives in. Fax is still alive though. D.Va is too, so Barrage are doing tons of damage in this fight. Zergoth, decently low. That's a teleport. They're calling the end of this game here. Brelia is looking to split push on this Malphite. Teleport is being started up by Zergoth. D.Va is doing so much damage. Proper Pan is going to be able to stop the recall. Is Brelia going to be able to win the base race here? Zergoth, he cancels his TP. They're finishing off the kills so they can come back. Brelia doesn't do any damage.
He's just killing it.
Are they looking to race this? This seems so weird. Nvision looking to win the game.
What? No. How is... And he gets it. He gets it.
Why? Why?
There's only one lane. It's only mid lane. There's only one lane.
Of course it was Malphite that wins the game as well. Of course it is.
I mean, Nvision no longer have 0 points. They now have 1 point on the board, and what a victory coming out for them. What a performance. Just absolutely stellar. I think we can all sit back and watch that game and go, that was peak.
How many
League of
games
Legends.
have ended this way today, though? What is going on? All of these teams.
Too many games have ended this way. That was one too many. That was just... Oh. We did have a winner.
Yes.
Nvision did technically win the game.
You got very tilted in that one.
Ooh. That was a game.
Yes.
That was a game and a half. Yeah, so congratulations to Nvision.
You can watch more of that splendid gameplay at the finals, which we'll be holding in Twickenham.
I feel like, give it 10 years time and people will look back on this day as the peak of League of Legends. They'll analyze this game for years to come. In 100 years time, I'm going to personally take a record of this game, put it in like a time capsule, and then in 100 years time, someone will open up and go, wow, how amazing this game was.
And just never look back.
No. I've got to give credit to Infinity in that last team fight. At least,
yeah.
I think there's no other champion that I would rather not play in a late game team fight. It actually did quite a bit of work considering it was not a least in late game team fight. So
huge Cocoon.
Credit to him, and then obviously credit to Aurelia for making the choice to go for...
what is going on in your head where you go, I'm in the middle of a fight right now. Let me just flash over this wall, teleport with no health where anyone can interrupt me. Oh, it works. Cool.
It's not. It's what? The insane thing is that he did it, but the more insane thing is that it worked. That's what blows my mind, you know?
And I don't know, like, why did Zergoth stop his recall? I feel like they could have interrupted it. Borrelia was low enough they could have killed him. That was...
like I said, it's going to be analyzed for years to come. It's just mind games to the extreme. Borrelia was too high IQ for the rest of the mere peasants in his game. Shout out to Borrelia's dad. You know, his son got his first win, and he did it himself with the back door. That's the sort of moment where you're like, stuff this, my teammates are just trolling, I'm just going to end the game. And he did on Malphite.
And if we go back to the statement from before the game, I want to say it was Nvision that said they thought the Barrage were underperforming.
Yeah, I mean, they have been. They definitely were that game.
Would you call this underperforming, or would you call this like, this is like, oh, the ending there, allowing that play to happen, some of the other messy stuff going on in the rest of the...
If you take Barrage's name out of this and say these are the bottom two teams of the league, and you say this is how it ends, I'd be like, I guess. But it's the fact that it's Barrage coming into this. People are like, you know, top 4 team, they have a stack roster, they have Monkeys, never missed an EU Masters left. And then that happened.
Yes.
I mean, Nvision can come away happy. They got a point on the board. This is their debut split. Winner, winner. But Barrage, to have lost in that fashion, to have still lost, to still be on 0 points, it's got to sting. That's really got to hurt. And especially as they brought the new bot lane in to try and change things. And I'm not saying I'm blaming it on them, but it just, you know, a lot of things just aren't working.
We have an interview, though. I believe it's with Infinity on Nvision, the Elise, which early on we were kind of confused by. It didn't do too much, you know, pre-level 6, which is where you go for the pick. So I'm curious, Infinity, how did you feel about your Elise performance in this game?
I mean, I'm not much of an Elise player, so yeah, it was kind of rough in like fights and stuff. But I feel like I did a okay job to like secure top lane pressure, so that he doesn't like get ganked over and over, and secure like, because Jace against Malphites is a lot. It's a really pokey matchup. So yeah. But other than that, I don't. The Elise pick was kind of unexpected for me. I'm used to playing like scaling junglers, so yeah.
Probably would have helped there. Probably would have helped there having a scaling jungler by all means.
Yeah.
So that last team fight was a bit hectic. I think you did a pretty solid job, and at least considering at least 45 minutes really isn't great. But what were the comms like when Borrelia decided to do that? Because I mean, we were just sort of shocked, and I mean, it worked. But what was going through your heads?
I mean, it was his call, so props to him. I mean, I was just focused on jumping on Jace and then jumping on Saya, and I didn't really like notice what was going on around me. But yeah, it was pretty funny that the game ended up with the Malphite backdoor.
It's I don't think any of us did, but did you expect it to go that late of a game?
I didn't.
No.
Like picking Elise, we wanted to make sure to close up the game like quite fast. That didn't work out either because of some like miscommunication in the team and stuff.
Yeah. And I guess last question. Obviously, this is your first win on the board. You're going to be going up against Phelan and Demise, or Demise plenty tomorrow. Who would you rather face, and who do you think you're going to have a good matchup against?
I'd like a rematch against Demise, because the first game was kind of like, wasn't really a game. So yeah, Demise would be fun to play against again.
Cool. Well, thank you very much, and congrats on your first win of the split.
Thank you.
Well played. That was great performance there. And I guess we're going to probably throw it to a break now as we head into our, I want to say, final game of the day.
It is final game of the day. Yeah, still got another to go, so stay tuned. And yeah, see you after the break. Thank you for watching this peak League of Legends gameplay.
Yeah, 5 minutes. We'll be back.